Oh, G. Let go. All my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Riley, aka Riley the Gert, and you are now tuned in to another episode of the Millennial Mayhem podcast.
Yeah.
I got my cousin with me, Young Tony D. What's good, G?
What's happening, dog?
Man, another day, another dollar, man.
Another good goddamn day in the H. I'm over here tripping.
Yeah, you
tripping.
tripping.
No, but boy, I'm all right.
That's
another good goddamn day, man.
That's that Uncle Nears. That's all that is.
Does it every time.
Every time. And then we got King Light Skin over there to the far left, young Ray Matthews. God is dope. What's going on, G?
Oh, God is definitely dope.
Yeah.
He is, let me tell you.
He has a shirt on for those who don't tune into the YouTube or whatever.
Yeah. But
So.
God is definitely dope. The number one reason why God is so dope is because he made me. That
ain't the number one reason.
Man.
Here you go with that bull.
No. Look, it's written right here. Look, it's written right here.
Nah.
In the beginning, I will create a Ray, and his name
It
shall
didn't
be
say
called Ray.
It didn't say that. Anyway.
It's a lot of rays.
Why? And we not even 2 minutes into the
Yeah, I had
podcast.
to hit you with that, man. Like,
You tripping.
Every week is a different one. That's going to be like Tony's I hate to cut you off. You're going to have to cut a video off.
We're going to have to cut you off so we can introduce our guests.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tony.
So today, y'all see we got a guest, man. My homegirl, Teeny. Teeny's Kitchen. She got a podcast coming out with my homeboy Pop, Keys to the City. Without further ado,
Yeah.
Miss Teeny.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Can we get some handcuffs for Tina?
We can get that.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I am Tinny of Tinny's Kitchen, catering in Houston. Be on the lookout for a rodeo remix that I am dropping this week. Since we don't have the rodeo, I'm going to bring it to you. And then thekeys.com for our podcast with our homeboy Pop.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We're doing some big things, man.
Big things indeed.
What kind of kitchen are you doing? Like just whatever kitchen or?
Whatever you need, I got it.
Also, like a personal chef situation.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay. She
yeah,
was talking about breakfast this morning. I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Got the skills.
Hey,
Got the skills.
Hey, young women. Hey, you better learn, man. You better learn something, man.
Yeah.
You might be
And I do want to shout out Every Dope Girl. That's an organization I'm a part of as well.
Yeah.
Oh, live.
Hey,
Okay.
every dope girl. That's legit, man. That's legit. And I'm glad you kicking that what's his name off next week because them Stimmies rolling in, fam.
Yeah.
Them Stimmies.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Come on.
bring it on in.
Bring the
it on in.
Stimmies.
Money bag Joe. Let's get it.
Bro, I might not even get no damn stimmy.
Yeah, you make too much. You rich.
Shit. I'm barely getting that mug. Just barely. But I appreciate it.
I don't feel bad for you rich niggas, man. Y'all gotta stop complaining, man. Who cares?
You don't even need it.
You ain't phased.
Why wouldn't I need it?
Joe, my guy. Send me that money, bro.
Joe, what you need to do is kill them motherfucking student loans.
Now
man.
that,
you do that.
yeah.
You talk about
Entirely.
Because that's the reason why, a lot of niggas voted for him, fam. You was like, all right, I'm going to kill the student loans. Oh, word. You got my vote.
You're my guy.
Yeah.
Do that, and we good.
Kill all of it. Not just 10K.
Right. Not just 10K.
Yeah.
Stop pushing it back to when we need to pay.
Because that's a tease, man. 10K, that's a tease. Bitch, you a
I still
Bro,
got
stop
these
playing me.
motherfuckers.
Hey man, we are at a great position in this world politically. We got Moneybag Joe in the head of the office, and then we got what you call him?
Hot Wheels, man.
My man Hot Wheels said, "Take the mask off. We're opening up.
Bro.
Hey, this is Texas."
But really though, I ain't seen too much difference. A lot of restaurants, even though in Texas we got rid of the mask mandate, and Abbott has said every business is open now 100%. And the business part I understand. The mask mandate, I'm like, I don't know, fam. Like we still getting vaccinated, and there's not enough people vaccinated at that.
Yeah.
Abbott is garbage.
Yeah,
that's
that's
garbage.
100%.
terrible.
garbage.
And he trying to sweep that ERCOT bullshit under the rug. Like, hey, we ain't forgot, fam.
Yeah.
Right.
We ain't forgot.
I'm over here. Obviously, I work in a restaurant, bro. I'm over here laughing at all of the the typical Republicans that was just like, "Oh, I hate the mask," blah blah. I'm just waiting on the first one because we took away the mask mandate like we did in Texas, so you don't have to wear the mask in the restaurant. But like you said, everybody still wear. I'm waiting on the one person who gonna be ready to just walk in and say that same attitude and energy that they had before, like, fuck the mask, I don't have to wear my mask. But I'm waiting on the first one that's gonna walk in with that attitude. But they all been
Masked up.
Masked
People still
up.
masked up,
Yeah.
man.
You're not as tough as you say
Yeah.
you are.
I mean,
I wish I could roll that nigga somewhere and just hit the brakes on his fucking wheelchair. Let that nigga fly out there, bitch.
Yeah.
Get on my nerves, dog. He do some ridiculous stuff, man. But whatever, dog.
I mean, he's in office right now, and we gotta deal with it.
Right, everybody okay, man.
So we're fine. Just keep on chugging along, man. I know my people got their Pfizer
Oh yeah.
vaccine or whatever, so I'm good over there in my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it?
No, I didn't get it.
didn't get it?
I'm banking on herd immunity. That's what I'm banking on. If enough people around me got it, that means I don't have to get that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be okay. You know?
What's been researching it?
Vaccines ain't worked well with a lot of black people. So I understand the reason why a lot of people saying, a lot of black people I hang around with, I don't know about getting that vaccine, dog. But
That's great. A lot
people
of-
like my mom, like I'm hoping that she gets it. Like my mom had COVID and pneumonia, like at the same time, and that was real scary for me. So I know she's going to get her vaccine today.
Okay.
So
Yeah, a lot
That I
of
understand.
a lot of black people in that I'm around. Everybody's saying they getting vaccinated. So I don't know where the mentality is that we as blacks don't want to go get vaccinated, because even the people that I thought was talking smack at, I think it was just an initial feeling. Because now I think everybody like, you know what? Why not?
everybody was trying to wait till people start. You start saying, all right, well, we got a cure for this, in like 2 years, like not even 2 years, you know what I'm saying? And people like, all right, but we see, how malpractice is versus black people. So niggas is like, all right, well, I'm gonna just wait, and if you niggas start turning into the Walking Dead, then I know that vaccination was wrong.
Yeah.
Since it ain't happened, boys, like whatever.
Yeah, since it
let's
ain't
go get
happened,
it.
boys is like, all right, well, I guess I can calm down and I can go
Yeah,
get vaccinated.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
It is a constant war. Constant war.
Yeah. So today,
Yeah.
Oh, you got it, Steve?
Go
You want
ahead,
me?
go ahead. You want
Today, you know what I'm saying? We had to bring a lady up in here, man, because on social media we always run into these damn gender wars. Everybody just bashing the opposite sex all day, every day. Like, where do you really think that shit comes from? Like, why? Like, what is why does it even start? Like, it seems like every day, you either open up, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, it's men and women just going at each other like cats and dogs. And it ain't I just got an opinion on something. Like, niggas be going hard on each other for no goddamn reason. Like, it's not that serious. Where do you think that shit come from?
Who you asking?
Anybody. Nigga, just speak up. Like, you know how this goes.
Well, y'all already know how I feel about it, man. I don't really think there's a war. People just have different of opinions. It is what it is, man. Like, we are still men. They are still women. We're gonna clash to a degree, but I don't really think it's like a war, bro. Like, I don't like the word war. Gender debate, I guess, can be more of a more accurate representation of what we see on social media. But a war, nah, because we still need each other. You can't war with somebody you need.
That is very true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
You can't war with some.
I'll sip to that because that's a hot line for me.
Yeah. That's food for thought
That was
right there.
really
You can't
good.
war with somebody that you really need.
Now, the issue with that is that some folks, they think they don't need the opposite sex, and that's where shit starts getting muddy and convoluted.
There
And that's
you
when people start really clashing. That's when the clash comes. Like, like beforehand, there were defined roles. Now those roles are undefined. You want, like we talked about it on the last podcast. Women want traditional niggas, but they're not traditional. So now we have to come up with a whole new thing as far as modern tradition. You know what I'm saying? We got to move forward like that. So that's why stuff is a little shaky right now, but I don't really think it's a war though, man. Like, all honesty.
It's not. I don't think it's necessarily a war. I think it may be considered a war, but I don't think it's necessarily a war. I just think it's like when those wars are happening, it's usually because, like my man Kevin said, you're just not a high value man, and so you warring with women because women, deep down, that's what they want. They just don't know how to communicate that that's what they want, or they not okay with waiting because social media, it's like it's not pretty to be that woman at the from the beginning that's putting up with someone that's not high value. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't look good for social media. So women not okay with assuming that role, and so Rosa like. What you got, Tinny?
Tinny about to go in. I felt it.
I just
respectfully.
She was trying to hold that smile.
I definitely disagree. There are a lot of women who don't mind thugging it out and being in the trenches with men. There are men who are not appreciative of it, or who leave them when they come up. I have seen more women willing to thug it out with a guy than saying, no, I don't want to. After a while, a woman doesn't want to. I mean, everybody's pretty much in their 30s now. So, I mean, we're getting a little too old to be thugging it out,
Wait. No. See, that's what we because of what society tells us we should be doing in our 30s. That's how we in our 30s. Well, your growth is different from my growth, right? So in my 30s, I may be at one point, but that's not to say that in my 50s, I'm going to be like, think about it. If I get married at 50, right? And I'm with my wife and I live till I'm 70, me and my wife going to be married for 20 years, right? My dad getting married next month at 61, right? If he's, God say the same, he stays living until 81, he gonna be married. If he do the right thing, he gonna be married to her for 20 years, which is a good, long, productive marriage. But we just so stuck on what society says for us. Like, in my 30s, I'm supposed to have this, that, and the other. No.
Well, no, that's not what I mean. But actually having a plan to get it. Like, you can get with a woman can get with a man who is trying to obtain, but if it's a man who's not trying, why a man shouldn't even want to be with a woman who's not trying, so I think that's what it's about. It plays into that. Like, at 30, we should have more of a vision. You may not have everything that you are going to obtain in life, but you should be well on your way in that direction. You shouldn't be doing the same things you were doing at 21 and 25.
Well, no, you still,
it happens.
Maybe not to that intensity.
Yeah, but then when you think about like a long-term relationship and actually building a union you want that security knowing that you're building with somebody, not that you're going to be the one carrying it and, I'm just looking out for my man. He having rough times. Like you want to actually know, he having rough times right now, but he's going to come out of it. If all he doing is playing video games, doing nothing, no, sis, don't do it. No, what's the point?
Wait a minute, Tom. Why you had to throw video games in there? Don't throw video games in there.
She said if all you was doing was playing video games.
Because anytime you mention video games, it's kind of like Jaws, the movie. Yeah. Not everybody think sharks ain't they want to eat people all the time because of Jaws.
Right.
Anytime you mention video games, all these women be up in arms like, oh, he play video games? He ain't shit.
It's a no for me, sis.
Little did they know.
Part of the gender war. Like, dog, what's wrong with the fucking video game? I'm not in the streets. I could be around here, trying to get some more ass.
See what I think. What I
tried to form that really.
I think people have put this little correlation between video games and not going to go get bread.
Right.
Like if you playing video games in your leisure, that means you're not trying to go get money. Yeah. Which is stupid. Yeah. That means that means if you going to go get your nails done, blah blah, all this shit, you're not you make time for that. You're not trying to go get no bread or trying to improve yourself. We all have our vices. We like what we like. We do what we like. You know what I'm saying? If you a go-kart, you want to ride go-karts every fucking week. then go do it. That don't mean your ass ain't going back to the grind and getting some bread when you leave the damn racetrack.
Because at the end of the day, you got to have money to ride that go-kart.
Absolutely. I have to have money to buy a PS5.
Exactly.
That shit's $600, $500.
I don't know how much it is. I ain't even got that hoe yet.
Shit, I ain't got it yet, but I got the bread to get it.
Yeah, they need some more games before I buy it. But I think a lot of the whole just bashing of each other comes from past baggage. That's just me. Because anytime you can say something and somebody just jump out there with a whole like mouthful of hurt, and you be like, fam, that's hold on, relax. Like that's not the point of what I just said. Like I can literally just jump out there and say, all right, well, women probably should cook a lot more like the old women do, and some women will take it to heart and be like, oh well, y'all niggas don't know how to cook either. Wait, no. I'm saying like y'all be talking about your grandmas, cooking the Sunday dinners and it brought families together. Well, if grandma cooking, guess what? It's probably gonna bring the family together. But you don't want to be a grandma.
No.
I'm looking forward to being grandma. Everybody coming to my house.
You ready to cook?
Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to that.
Listen, don't slow the grandma thing down. You just go get breakfast after we done with this. We're gonna start there. We're gonna start there. Too.
We're gonna start there. You know what I'm saying?
You got me excited, man. But yeah, that past baggage thing is big because we just that's the whole reason why we all clash, right? Cause
I think so.
Women are at the position, and I get why they clashing with us because they own that whole independent thing, like, and I'm with it. But I think that like the Jaws thing, like the video game thing, it gets convoluted because women think that as men, because our egos, we want to be the head of the household. They feel like as men, we not okay with them succeeding in the workforce. It's like, I'm good with you having that independent, strong, aggressive, fierce attitude in your job. Be great. Like, do your job well. Get your ducats. But when you come home, it's got to be separate. You know what I'm saying? You can't have that same attitude at the crib because you with somebody that has it.
Man, dude, that ended like getting it at work. That can breed somewhat of a masculine energy from your woman, like being the head honcho, doing all that. So when you come back home, you might bring a little bit of that work back to the house because you have to be that way at work, and that's where you can. That the little divide is like you can't. Some people can't separate the two, and like, all right, I'm this, I'm doing all this, I'm doing this and that. Then you come back to the house. Now you talking shit because I have some friends. When and I'll say this, I'm not gonna say no names, but I have some friends when the dude was making more money than her, everything was cool. It was I guess the traditional natural order of things. Yeah. The minute he lost his job and she started cranking up her earnings, was the minute she started really talking shit. Like,
that's that bullshit.
Right.
That's that bullshit right there.
But like I said, man, once you I guess money and taking care of stuff kind of puts you in this whole yoked mode. Like, hey, I'm running shit now.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
And you're right. But that's that bullshit. And I've talked about it, way too many times on this podcast about women earning more and then start talking, crazy to their spouses. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, you want men to tone down how they act when they're, the head of household and they're the provider. But the minute that you get your opportunity, you just haul off and show your ass. Like, nah, that's not how this works. And that's another reason why there's a whole nother bashing. Well, y'all niggas don't do this, and why we doing this X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Like, nah, fam. Once you step in this realm, you understand the reason why we do certain stuff. Yeah,
but real women who make money and who have dealt with their, like you said, who dealt with their baggage, they okay with that. Yeah. They out here like, oh, Ray got a gap in his mouth. Boom, here go 2 stacks. Go get you some braces, my guy. Here's the Invisalign, and not like holding it. You know what I'm saying? Like having the attitude where because they took care of something that they can come at you that way.
Who like that?
I mean, there's a few people that are like
sorry,
that.
Tenny, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
you're good. You're good. I mean, I don't know anybody personally. I'm just saying that.
I said Tenny, dog. I know I'm good. I said Tenny. I I said, I'm sorry to cut you off. Not you. I don't care about cutting you off.
All I heard was you're free to jab me right now.
I mean, I think when you think about like the baggage, like some of the stuff y'all were saying, I kind of feel like even when you touched on society, I feel like even from we still dealing with racism, but when you think of like the design and makeup of the Black family, I think that is a part of our baggage. Like, when Black women literally have had to do a lot. So it's like, and then you have this whole war of being submissive. I think when people throw around being submissive, that is why some women are up in arms, because a lot of people don't know what being submissive really is.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? And then so you're throwing it around, and then you make a woman feel like, oh, being submissive is basically being barefoot, bearing children, and being in the kitchen, and that's not it.
Keep her barefoot and pregnant. Keep her barefoot and pregnant.
And then you have broken homes where the father wasn't there, and then some mothers may bash that father, and then that goes into the mind of the woman, and it's either going to do good or it's going to do bad. And then you have the moms who really just raise their child and doesn't bash the dad, and then of course it's either going to, so I think there's a lot of things that has to do with baggage and not necessarily just past relationship, because if a woman does have baggage from a past relationship, then that means that it could have been something that the man did do.
She need counseling.
She need
counseling.
counseling.
Exactly. That's created hurt. Because look, let's just keep it a stack. Like, sometimes women make it hard. We harp on the man that's not there for his kid, blah blah blah. Some women make it hard. Once that relationship is over, they make it hard. Some niggas just like, bro, I don't want to even deal with that. Like, keep that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it never gets to a working co-parenting relationship. Hence, we deal with this undealt with hurt. And then now you bringing that shit to somebody new. Like, nah, stop that. Deal with it. Like, okay, it's been some niggas that's been trash. That's just the way the world work, man. Get over that, but don't bring that to the next to the next nigga. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
But when kids are involved, I understand one thing. Yeah, I don't want to deal with her. But if you truly want to be in your kid's life, you're gonna find a way.
No, I mean, I'm with that. I'm glad you said that, because I'm with that. I'm not okaying that action.
You're gonna fight the energy, like,
because most of them they will if they really want to.
Yeah, if you really want to be in your kid's life, you're gonna find like
but you shouldn't have to. Like, man,
you shouldn't have to. I'm not. But everything ain't.
But you also didn't have to have the kid.
That is.
So you should. You should, regardless to anything, no matter how hard it is, you should exalt all efforts.
It should not. It should not. If you like, especially if sex is so easy. It's so easy to do that.
Yeah.
So why make co-parenting so difficult? If sex was so easy,
them emotions, man.
I don't. That's the part I don't like. It was easy for you to spread it, bust wide open. It was easy for you to penetrate her. So don't make it difficult when you produce a little person.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
Go.
I agree.
You want to see your kid? All right, bet. Come see him or her, whatever. It's listen.
Unchecked trauma.
I'm glad I ain't got no kids, bro.
Trauma.
I'm glad I ain't got no kids right now.
Trauma.
Right?
But I think some of that past.
Come on.
There's two things about that past baggage that I don't like, and this is from both sides.
Hey,
when they get the baggage,
you been on baggage for a minute, bro.
No. This is it.
This is it. Sure. Yeah,
We good. I think we're in a good place. I think we're in a really good place.
There's a lot of women that try to tell men how to be men. They ain't had no father figure in their life at all. You got to shut the hell up. Like, you cannot tell a man how to be a man if you have not had a father figure in your life. If you haven't seen anything about, you can't tell a man how to be a man.
Well, I just think
from the opposite side, I can't tell a woman how to be a woman if I ain't never been around one.
Whether you've been around one or not,
right.
That's your place.
Right. That's what I was about to say. Like, it doesn't matter whether or not you have a father.
But here's the thing: if like you've been around athletes. You know what athletes do to be successful, right?
Right.
You can say to somebody who's trying to be an athlete, like, hey, I've been around this. I can tell you, you probably need to do what this person is doing.
Yeah.
Correct?
Right.
If I've never been around a musician, I can't tell somebody who's aspiring to be a musician how to be a musician.
Well,
I
you
can't
could,
give
Tony,
them anything.
Let me cut you off real quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me cut you off real quick because you don't necessarily have to have one in the house. Being around is watching on TV.
I said have a male, have a father figure in your life.
Everybody has a father figure.
No,
in their life.
everybody doesn't.
You see it on TV. That's in your life.
Everybody, man, that's bullshit,
Come on, dog.
Ray.
So
That's in your life. Look,
That's bullshit, Ray.
I know what a
Philip Banks is a father figure for people that ain't got fathers in the home.
he could possibly be. For some people, he might be.
Relax.
That y'all. Listen,
I will say for some
unchecked
people
trauma.
because a lot of people do
Unchecked trauma.
rely on
unchecked
TV.
trauma. You can't
know,
tell me you don't know what a
yeah.
relationship look like. You see it on TV.
Yeah,
it
even
don't
if you
matter
didn't
that you
have
don't
it.
have a healthy
Yeah.
relationship.
That's
Excuses.
fictional shit. That's fictional. I don't like.
Maybe your relationship don't have to look like what it looked like on TV. I get it because it's all different. But you've seen that's what the 100% healthy relationship
No,
look
that
like.
is not 100% healthy relationship. And I'm going to tell you why, because everybody that's been together for 30, 40 fuck out years then went through some bullshit.
I get it.
So
So I'm
that's
saying
it.
that's
Hold on.
what it looks.
No, that's
That's
not what
the
it's
end
look-
goal, Steve. That's not what your relationship is going to
That's
look
not the
like
end
on a
goal.
day-to-day basis. But that's the end goal, nigga. Let's not miss that.
Right.
I'm not saying that you don't go through shit in a relationship, but that's the end goal. We know what the end goal looks like. Now the shit in between is different for everybody, right? Some niggas deal with cheating. Some niggas deal with broke niggas. Some women, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It looks different in the mid ground for everybody. But we know what the end goal looks like. Uncle Phil, my nigga. Big house, nice family, in an affluent neighborhood.
And you want to know why it was like that? Because the nigga was getting that bread. It comes back to the bread. You ain't getting bread. You can't. Don't look at Phil. Phil had a big ass house that he paid for.
Right.
Huxtables. He had a big ass house that he paid. A brownstone in fucking New York. That
then-
shit about 3-4 fucking million right now.
But then look at Good Times.
Right. Don't nobody want to have no good times house.
That's what I'm saying. But then look at Good Times.
Don't
And
nobody
that's the
wanna-
reason why I
That's-
say like
that's what we
TV.
want.
I don't really care about. I'm saying having a father figure in your life or a male figure in your
I'm
life.
saying
Because at the
we
end of
gotta
the day,
stop making them excuses
well,
for people.
but I can't
like
like
everybody
when I-
don't have a
okay.
good dad. That don't, look.
It's not about having. What I
listen.
am saying, you can't tell me how to be a man. First off, I don't really think.
I'm not
just
saying-
like y'all said, I don't really think a woman can tell me how to be a man, regardless
Right.
if she has a father figure in her life or not. But you definitely are not going to be able to
I'm
tell
not-
me one,
Tony. So that's why we. That's
if
what
you
we
don't have one.
Well, that's where we getting mixed at. I'm not saying that because you see it on TV that you should be able to. I'm the one who said it don't matter if you have it in your life or not. That's not your place. We different beings. A man and a woman are different beings
Absolutely.
in general. But what I'm saying is that's because you don't have it in your life. Let's stop making these excuses for each other. Because you don't have it in your life don't mean that you never seen it before. Look, man, because if my dad was a cheater and a this and a that in my life, do that give me an okay to go to my next relationship and say, well, my dad was this, so this is the reason I'm that? No. That's an
It doesn't,
excuse.
but that's what
it
happens.
doesn't, but
Right,
that's a
but
learned
that's an
behavior.
excuse. So let's
It's
stop
a
making
learned
these
beha-
excuses for people.
What you need to understand, there are certain things that are learned behaviors. That's what I'm saying. Like if that's all you see, then more than likely, that's what you're gonna know.
An excuse.
No,
Okay.
dude.
Hey.
If I grew up in the hood around drugs all day, how many people are going to end up on
You're a
drugs?
drug dealer.
No,
you should
no.
do it.
Hold
It's
on.
how
I
your
didn't
life
say you
go.
should. I said how many people are more than likely going to be
Stop
in
making
that
that
lifestyle.
excuse. Stop making
no,
that
that's
excuse.
not an excuse, nigga. You are what your environment is.
No, I grew up in.
But you
I grew
do
up
have a
in the
choice
hood.
not to be a
with-
product of your
You
environment.
do,
Right.
but
So stop making that excuse.
as a majority,
No.
What ends up happening? See, we can sit here and single out an individual who makes it out, but the vast majority does what?
Tony,
they end up in the same environment.
Tony, I'm not trying to single anybody out. Or I'm not. We know we
saying
don't.
don't make the
listen,
excuse.
We don't deal with the anomalies. We you know that, right?
stop sa-
What I'm saying is we on a public platform. Let's stop. We not making excuses for people. We calling it what it is, right? That is what it is, bro. If it, you know what it looked like. don't matter what's going on in your own life, you have the opportunity to make that better.
But see, I can't go ask Uncle Phil how to handle a situation that's happening in my life. That's what I'm saying. Like all that TV shit, I don't care about, because at the end of the day, my daughter has to be able to see a man do certain things and be able to ask those questions right then and there. She ain't gonna learn everything from fucking TV.
It's 100 Uncle Phils out there.
Hey, man, that don't mean you have access to them.
Hey, can we kill this light skin on light skin bashing
Semantics.
over
I am gonna slap the black off your ass and make you light skin.
Y'all see the other half of this table like is over here going crazy. For those that are watching on YouTube, they're going crazy over there.
Here you go. Here you go.
Whatever.
Here you go, making an excuse because you're not comfortable with how you look.
Now let's flip the script. Because
How I look with this goatee?
Oh God, here we go.
And this small?
boy, you can't grow a beard. Shut up.
I can't. Hey, know your strengths, fam. Know your strengths and your weaknesses. I know them.
But nah, okay, well, let's flip it, because we talk a lot about, with the opposites and whatnot. Why people don't ever have that same energy when they're talking about the same sex? Like, hey, as a man, you could probably be doing X, Y, Z, or women, hey, as a woman, you could probably do X, Y, Z and have that same energy that they be putting on the opposite sex.
Go ahead. You got that, Tenny. Go ahead. Kill it.
Okay, so for clarification, do you mean like as far as like I'm talking to my friends and I'm like, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. That's kind of foul. Is that what you're talking about? I'm talking
friends, like public, when you strangers, it don't matter. Like if there's a woman, you as a woman, if there's a woman that you see that's doing some BS and you like, nah, or saying some BS like, nah, I got to step in and say, no, that's not right. When, majority of the people would say that that's not right. Why people never have that same, energy? If a man was out there doing it, of course, we gonna correct this nigga. Mm-hmm. But when a woman out there, y'all let her get her rocks off because y'all try to silence black people, y'all try to silence black women. Nah, my nigga, if you're wrong, you're wrong.
Right. Okay. So I think it's subjective. I think that we all see different types of people do different things, and then we are a certain type. I have no problem calling somebody out and saying something is wrong, correcting. I definitely would correct spelling, grammar, anything. I mean, if I need to correct it, I have no problem. Social media, in person, friend-wise, I believe in holding people accountable. Because I want to be held accountable. So if whether it's the way you're speaking, or if especially like when someone is complaining about something and listening to it, I'm like, well, maybe that's not how it is. I think it has a lot to do with delivery. No one wants to address a woman that they don't know and correct her, because I don't think we don't have grown-up kids. So you really shouldn't be necessarily correcting. I think it would be received differently by the way that you say it. Like, I know that how I say stuff sometimes can really come off fucked up. Right? So then I am very mindful of how I say stuff so that I can make sure my message is gone across. Now, I don't really bash men, but I will call you out if you ain't doing something. Like I always give kudos to my homeboys, you included, of course, about how they are with their children. But I work for CPS, so I used to work for CPS, so I definitely know how trash men can be as well as women. So it's like, I don't have a problem holding accountable, but I think it'll turn into a whole thing of hating, oh, she hated on me, or, oh, so it's like, yeah, you can say a little bit, but if the person doesn't want to learn or doesn't want to be receiving, it's not going to get you anywhere anyway.
So you think every time hating?
Yeah,
because a lot of times, like if you,
oh, you hating, girl, that's just like, I mean, sometimes prime example, Lizzo, right? Everybody loved her. Well, I didn't think that she needed to be naked everywhere. It has nothing to do with her size. I just don't think that that's appropriate, and I don't think that that is truly honoring your body. You don't have to be naked to show that you are confident in your body. Right? True. And then when she started to get all the backlash, it was like, oh, everybody's hating. If she was skinny, nobody would say that. That don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Unchecked trauma.
I know this is all subject.
No, go ahead.
This is all subject, but if she was skinny, wouldn't nobody give a fuck.
Nah, that's bullshit. You want to know why?
Why?
Because as fine as Rihanna and Beyonce are, I've never seen them show up to a Lakers game with their ass cheeks out, fam. This is certain shit you don't do.
Unchecked.
This is certain shit you don't do.
No, Rihanna has showed up to stuff with see-through shit, and we was like,
she showed up to award shows.
Right? We
award shows don't have kids.
We are All I'm saying is, some people can do it. and some people can't. That's
but award shows don't have kids. Like you're talking about award shows and concert. She's still in her own concert.
Right.
I'm talking about a Lakers game, fam.
I mean, you have appropriate attire for work and church.
No, yeah, I get that.
Unchecked trauma.
But see, there's other stuff that Lizzo was doing online. Like she was doing
unchecked trauma.
I mean, you said that like 5 times. All right, it was other things that she was doing online that she wanted to do, that she wanted to express herself on, that I didn't find appealing. But I ain't comment on it. But people got to understand that some things you can do and some things you can't do due to you.
She not okay with it. That's why she them emotional responses like that. She emotionally responded to somebody saying something to her. Oh, I'm just gonna keep my fat, overweight self in my big mansion and eat my fat, overweight this. You not okay with being fat.
You keep highlighting the fact that you were bigger. Yeah.
Let's just say, okay, you got all this stuff. Good. I'm happy for you. But you're not okay with being fat. Monique, you're not okay with being fat. That's why you got skinny.
And that's why she lost weight.
That's why you got skinny. But you made your living off talking about big bitches. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
She really did, though. Her stand-ups were about that.
Now you skinny and we all, let's be honest, we all want to look physically appealing like society says that we should.
Not even society. That's just that's a subconscious thing that you want somebody that's physically fit.
Well,
you can come out the womb, and then when you hit adolescence, or I mean not adolescence, but just like hit puberty or whatever, you're gonna start gravitating to people that are more in shape.
Yeah, hit dog holler, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But we ain't gonna dive too much in that. Though,
but we jumped into the Lizzo thing.
Yeah.
But I do think that hating, like anytime you try to, correct the certain sex, a nigga be like, oh man, that nigga just hating, dog. Mm-hmm. That nigga just hating. Like I never understand that.
Yeah, if y'all tried to correct somebody, you be like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm a man.
Wait,
chill,
okay.
fam. You can learn something.
Just last. Look, now hold on. Just last, literally the last podcast that we recorded. We just now all three of us. We listen to Kevin saying we think that nigga does have a lot of good information to say. Spitting. All we said was sometimes that nigga gets rude. We got plenty of people saying, "Oh, y'all niggas just weak," and this wasn't just on YouTube. It was people, just randomly saying, "Oh, y'all niggas just kind of weak. Y'all don't, y'all not mean.
We're beta males."
Like somebody call us beta males, and I'm like, my nigga, there's no way you listen to that whole podcast and call me a beta male. Yeah. But it's shit like that. Like, fam, we got to the point to where we can't even correct each other because of you don't want to be corrected. Like, no, that's not. I think that's another reason why people just be like, all right, I'm gonna just let that nigga be because I don't want no nigga to be like, all right, well, if I correct him, now I'm a hater.
And
so then maybe, So maybe then too, instead of a woman coming off as if she's trying to tell you how to be a man, maybe it's more so what that woman is trying to convey is how to be a man for her, what she needs from you, opposed to how to be a man, because I mean, that is a thing. That's just like a woman. You need a woman to be a certain thing for you. She can be a really good woman to everybody in the world, but that does not mean, you know what I'm saying? So,
and that I think that's where that pick me shit comes from too.
That's a dope intake.
That is.
Yeah.
I think that's where that pick me shit comes from too, though. Because you notice every time somebody says, all right, women should do this X, Y, Z. And a woman steps out and be like, well, I do X, Y, Z. And then it'd be like a little band of women talking, oh, look at this pick me bitch right here. And then the same goes for men. Be like, oh, are men still, manly men? They still show chivalry and all of this shit. And one nigga be like, yeah, I do that. And then next thing you know, it's a band of niggas talking about, oh, that nigga a simp.
But this is my thing though. What's wrong with being you want to be picked? What's wrong with wanting to be picked?
Right.
Like everybody wants to be with somebody.
Yeah, boy's just interested in.
So are you a pick? You a pick me? All right, she want to get picked. You don't want to get picked, so you ain't doing none of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you want somebody just
you don't want to be picked?
Yeah, like man,
that's funny.
Okay, you don't want to be picked.
You don't want to be picked, so you call her a pick me because she wants to be scooped up. All right, she's trying to let everybody know she has the domestic skills, and she also knows how to go get money. Because a lot of these people online, like all the women, what we talked about last week. You guys are the most liberated, the most dope ass women. Y'all the most go get it ass women. You got a business. You got podcasts. You doing your thing. Y'all do it all. And still, a lot of people in our generation are fucking unhappy.
Yeah.
And then want to call out other women that say, all right, I can do what you do, but I can also do what the women back in the day can do. Now she a pick me.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That is true.
Like, come
women
on.
who are like, they're like, oh, well, yeah, they'll be like, I don't have a problem cooking for my spouse. I don't have a problem cleaning and all of that. And they're like, I'm not doing that. You just want, well, yeah, right. Don't nobody want to be single all day.
All they like.
First off, don't nobody, misery loves fucking company.
Yeah.
And nigga, don't nobody want to be fucking miserable their whole life. Like
in the good old days, you
this nigga been laughing for literally like about 2 minutes straight.
I'm sorry, but we started in the good old days. You just be able to slap a bitch. Now that's why they out of line.
Ooh, I'm not going there. No.
No. I'm just saying. Like
That's why we have gender wars.
No, I'm just saying. No, but let's just put that into perspective.
Don't put that.
I'm always complicating things. Let's just put that into perspective. Like you said, we at a point in society where that kind of stuff don't happen. That kind of stuff ain't as rampant as it was back then. Women are so dope now. They stepping out, being independent, doing this and doing that. Like, and we at this point now where they still fighting to be like more. It's like, for what? you here now. Like, nobody looks at women now as less. Generally speaking, right? We don't look at women as less, right? Women are succeeding in everything, but we still fighting.
But women have never been looked at to a mass degree as less.
Yeah, they couldn't vote. What? I mean, come on.
No. All right, that's true. I'm talking about. I'm thinking from a perspective of like marriage and stuff like that. When people had like made their connections, they were making their connections because I know you can do this, and I know I can do this. And that's why marriages would last so long. And some people got into domestic situations, but I don't think that was the overwhelming majority. Like when you found you a husband and you found you a wife, you made it work. You made sure your wife was well taken care of. I think a lot of people did that back in the day. The rights and things were all right. I give y'all that because that was stupid, and we fought for that to overcome that bullshit. But I'm talking about in the household, not as, functioning citizens and doing, liberated shit or whatever. I'm talking about in the household when you're married. I thought, based on what I read, niggas was taking care of their old ladies. They were taking care of them.
Yeah.
Well, they
Were taking care of 2 or 3 families around them.
That's what I say. They just looked at taking care of in a different way back then. Taking care of your old lady was just paying the bills and making sure there was food on the table. Like, taking care of your old lady ain't being seen like that nowadays. Taking care of your old lady nowadays includes paying bills, but now it's like, we can go half on bills because, look, I just need you to be my teammate so we can do things together. Like, I'm not just cooking. You can cook too. Like, I'm not just, you're not just making the money and paying for you're not bringing the bacon, you know what I'm saying? I'm cooking the bacon. Now we both bringing the bacon and we both could possibly cook the bacon.
And that's what that has things muddy. It has things muddy right there.
Yeah.
It has
a lot of things muddied up.
Because it was cut and dry before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was cut and dry. You do this, I do this. Now it's, I want you to be emotionally available to do this. I want you to hold my hand and blah, blah, blah. And I want you to go against your own nature to accommodate for my emotional needs as it pertains to a woman. You got to do this. You got to be so communicate. You got to be able to communicate. Whatever. You got to be able to do all this. When some people just can't do that shit. Some niggas are not built like that. They're not. They're built to work hard. They're built to go get it. They're not built to talk about their feelings and sing kumbaya and do hand gestures and shit and just meditate together. They don't want to do all that.
Man.
But see, people don't. People are putting these stipulations on shit to where they're like, he can't do this, he can't talk about, then I'm done. But you forgetting about all the other stuff and all the admirable qualities and traits that he has that can sustain a long lasting relationship. Because you're looking at this one little part that he can't do, and I done dealt with that before.
But that one little,
I ain't dealing with that again.
That's personal.
I was waiting on you to say that.
Yeah. That sounds personal right there.
That's super personal. But that one little part is for you to decide as a person whether or not you want to deal with it. Now, if you, as a woman, if you don't want to deal with me not being able to express myself, move around. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Some people can't express themselves, right? And they harp on that fact, like, oh, I can't express myself, so you just got to accept it for that. And that's cool. I'm with you. You just got to accept it for that, right? Yep. But there are also people in the world who can't express themselves, but they do all the work to figure out how to express themselves, right? So like you just got to figure out if you that type of person.
Man, fuck that. If I am who I am, then either you can get on the bus,
right,
or we can drop you off on the corner.
That's cool too. That's cool too. But we warn because nobody wants to be okay with it. Like if you just that type of person, Steve, you just that type of person. I'm moving around from you. And I should be okay with it. I don't have to bash you. I don't have to do none of that negative shit to you. You just gonna be that kind of person. Whatever.
Hold on. Stop. Question though,
bitch, don't interrupt me.
If we, but I get you. Don't call me no bitch no more, fam. I'll slap you on the podcast.
My apologies. I don't want no smoke.
Light skin on light skin crime.
But literally though, when do we get to a point that we say, all right, you just got to accept me as I am, and I'm not going to work to try to better myself?
We been at that point.
Hold on. No, because it just came back up. Because Steve literally just said, "Hey, that ain't me. I'm not finna do it.
I am who I am.
I am who I am." So when do we cut it off and say, "All right, well, I am who I am. I'm done. I'm not trying to better, myself."
That's personal.
But okay, so is it a personal thing, or is it just saying, or are you just saying, "All right, well, I'm done trying to better." Myself for the betterment of this relationship.
That ain't bettering yourself. It's just adjusting to the person that you're with. Don't say bettering yourself.
Yeah.
Because
make it
seem like
it
can be double sided. But I get what you're saying.
Let me finish. Yeah, because me as a person right now, I feel like I'm dope.
Yeah.
As a person, like now, I don't think. It's some things I might have to work on, but I have friends that I've had for a long time, and we have not been this close.
Right.
You and I been close since he was like 6. It ain't because we're cousins.
Right.
You right?
It's not,
we've been like, you know what I'm saying? So it's things about me that are admirable that you are around for. And the same things about you that you my dog. Yeah. We have 1,000 cousins. It's just me and you, but always rocking.
Right.
Right. So
ahead,
don't say to better yourself. Yeah. It's just an adjustment for who you with. And if I'm naturally like this and you're trying to tell me to go against how I normally do things, that can be a detriment to me.
You're not for me.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like if you and we talked about it before, if you're getting 80% of what you want and the 20% is like, all right,
it's gray area.
It's gray area, bro. That might not be in my cause to be like that. It might not.
You're absolutely right. But I'm saying, at what point do you say, all right, I'm done. I'm not even gonna try.
It's got to be personal.
That's what I'm saying. And
you got to decide. You have to decide, Tony, how strong you want to hold on to that trait, right? Or how much you want to hold on to that trait. It's like, do I love this trait more or do I love this breezy more? Like, that's a personal decision.
Okay, so here's the thing. As much as all three of us argue with each other, and we know where we say, all right, Steve, you could do better in this, or Tony, hey, you bullshitting, you could do better in this, or Ray, hey, come on, dog, we just talked about this last week, you can do better. Like, fam, that's us trying to tell each other, hey, this is where you need to do better. And you try to do better, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Then. So what's wrong with your spouse saying the same thing? That's my question.
There's nothing
Why
wrong.
would you cut it off with your mate?
That's the point. Why even engage? Why even engage if it's gonna be I am who I am? Well, yeah, you are who you are, single. When you join with somebody else, you are no longer single. So who you were then, yeah, there are things that you possibly could work on. And most people who do not communicate, that is really not a way to be for the rest of your life. You should work on communicating.
That's true.
And when we think about how they used to provide, we were in survival mode. I mean, you were trying not to get killed because you were black. So yeah, you were taking care of your family. You weren't talking about your feelings because you didn't have time for your feelings. Right now, in this day and age, we do need to be talking about our feelings. People are killing themselves left and right, not talking about it. So it's like, yeah, we can sit here and say, oh, that's not me, but it's like, why do you not want that to be you? Or if you can have a cohesive unit and all she is saying, hey, because there do be a lot of stuff going on with men and y'all never say anything. And then y'all just sitting there going through the motions, and then you have a woman that's probably getting on your nerves because she don't know something is wrong, when you could really just say, man, I had a rough day today. I'm over it all. You, the dog, the baby included. I just need to be by myself.
Damn. Stuck is me. I'm stuck. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Because the women who try to be men have that same issue. That same issue.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
gonna
dumb.
just leave it at that, bro. Praise white Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a. I
Don't say
think,
that shit no more. Hold on. Time out. Time the hell out. Hold on, dog. Boy, I was gonna slap the hell out
I'm
you.
so petty,
You
dog.
better not say that ever again.
I gotta grow
Praise
up.
white Jesus. What? Don't get the hell out of here.
You
with
better
that bull.
understand that. Hey, some of this stuff can be flagged on the tube. Well, you need to do your research, man.
Come on, but that
God damn it!
That's the reason why I
Fucking
said.
light skinned guys.
See, that's the
You
reason why I wanted
you
to
can say
on
fuck
here
it, but I
because-
can't say white Jesus. That's what was.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. We do got to fix some certain things about that. But that's the reason why I asked you to come on here, because of your dealings and your experience with both sides.
yeah. I can get it. I get how men feel like because women have a thing where they think you can read their minds, right? So like they'll be feeling a certain type of way, or they'll hint to something, and then you sitting there. And, I'm a woman, so I'm like, okay, just say it. But I won't react because I want you to use your words and say it, right?
Yeah.
Like speak on it. So I can get how it comes from both sides. But then I also feel like just as a whole, like things are different. We have these gender wars and things like that because we don't even really have a sense of community as Black people. To me, I think it's really rooted more deeply than just an individual thing. We operate individually, but we don't have the sense of community. Like you can't go outside and go look out for the only time we look out for our neighbors is when we having like natural disasters. Other than that,
Vast majority.
Anytime I see a Black person getting pulled over by the cops, I'm always driving slow. I'm finna make sure you good. Most people, the only time we focus on that is when somebody has gotten killed.
But we used to though. We used to. That's why I don't understand it.
I gotta give it an applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. I gotta give it an applause for that one.
We used to though. So like, we used to.
We used to. And when I say we used to, I think that's more so like our parents and before us.
Right, we used to. My mama talks about how she used to get her ass whooped by the neighbor all the time. Let me tell you, if I whoop the neighbor kid, and I will whoop the neighbor kid,
Your
if
ass
kid
going
is with me,
to jail.
your kid is gonna get his ass whooped.
You're going to jail.
Listen, don't bring your kid. Don't bring your kid with me if that's not what you want. Because let me tell you, any kid that's with me is gonna obey what I say, and if it take me getting on your ass, then that's what's gonna happen. So if you don't want that for your kid, don't come to.
Don't sit
But
in the
now you
rage.
can't don't say shit to my kid. You can't tell me,
Right.
yeah, actually I can. Your kid is misbehaving.
Now
Whether
that's
I
our
have
attitude
kids or
now.
not, I don't have to have kids to know that your kid is out of line.
Right. I saw a post the other day. This chick posted the other day, like, if you come to my house, don't say my kid, or don't say something to my kid because this his house. What?
Right.
Nigga, if your kid jump on me, I'm gonna punch that little nigga in his throat.
Yeah.
Straight
You go
up.
to
You'll be
people's house-
wrong.
Yeah, you go to people's house and you have to engage with their kids. You have to interact with their kids because there's no boundaries.
And
you know?
they have to, like the kids have to understand. You have to make them understand that there's a hierarchy when other grown-ups walk into the room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
and
back
I'm
in the
not-
day, they used to. All right,
Hey,
y'all
that's
get y'all
what it
ass
goes.
up out of here.
Right.
Y'all going in the room.
Why you in their face? Why you in that grown up face? That was the line right there.
That is a really interesting point about
No sense of community.
sense of community
Yeah.
and camaraderie.
But
and
what's crazy is like, man, my Mexican partners, my white friends, they don't have the gender wars like Black people do. Like they like I've never seen it at the. At the rate that we do,
But what
because like it always happens. You see some shit like Wilson Sierra and Future, boom, gender war spark up right there. You see some shit like Lori Harvey, boom, gender war spark up right there. And niggas get to talking because y'all bitches don't be doing it.
But see,
And
I think, I think
like, fam, relax.
we are multifaceted, man. So that means our level of thinking on things is
Different.
It's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of women don't want to Russell. They want a Future, but then they want to Russell when they're like 35. You know what I'm saying? Like that it's a
It's
convoluted
what they-
thing. Like,
And then
it's-
men don't want to be a Russell until they're
Right.
what, 35,
That's
40.
it, right, but no, a man can't be Russell until he's 35 because normal niggas don't
get Russell money.
Normal niggas ain't making Russell money. Like I can't get
absolutely.
to six figures or do whatever or making all this money until I'm well established in my field of study. And I've done lengthy projects and things of that nature. Got good bonuses, blah blah blah, all that good shit. So that typically happens within your 30s. I mean, like mid 30s or late 30s. Like women be wanting, like, man, I think I done drunk the Kool-Aid on 7 Cambios, man. Because
Fresh
these
out the
women-
gate.
Because women be wanting a nigga that make 500,000 at 29.
Yeah.
How many niggas make 5,000 that aren't athletes?
Before 30.
that's
That
what
aren't athletes.
Before
that make
30,
500,000.
like, fam, you got to be balling. Like, we can even just dwindle that down. We ain't got to say 500,000. You can say 100,000.
How many niggas make 100,000 by 28 that aren't athletes?
Y'all gotta
That's
stay
crazy.
on
I mean,
Instagram.
I'm sorry, but me and my friends, we were not looking for money. We were like trying to find love.
Like connection.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah.
She like, nah,
I'm like, man, I know a lot of women. Yeah, of course they want that, but like people do really want love out here.
But it's the facade of what you're seeing, because guess what? You're not even looking at a nigga like Russell Wilson when you're out and about.
No.
Because guess what? Russell Wilson,
Is a
that
square.
nigga was hit or miss, looking like a square, depending on where you seen him at. If you seen him out and about, just at the grocery store or something, you passing that nigga up. You see him
100%.
at an award show. Now you like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And nigga like he got some money because he do got a little money and he done spent some time to get his suit tailored and all of that. So my nigga look, he dapper down.
Yeah.
But day to day, you're not seeing that.
So I got a question for y'all, man. Do you think how big of a role has feminism played in this
Huge
war?
one.
Zero.
A huge one. A huge one. Because women have literally, we see it. Because women have jumped into the realm of saying, all right, now I make as much as you do, so you can't talk to me like that. You can't do this. You can't do X, Y, Z.
Hold on. All right. Let Tinny go, Tony.
Okay, cool. No,
Let's get to
I'm
woman.
gonna give Teeny the platform when I'm done, and she can go. But we've seen it. Like, dog, I've had a lot. Steve, career fields, all of us, our career fields. We've seen women in management positions,
Right.
Way more. Like you ask my dad, you ask our fathers, our parents. Hey, who was your boss? 9 times out of 10, it was a man. You ask millennials nowadays, you're looking at 50-50, maybe even 30-70, depending on where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, feminism. Hey, okay, because I'm bringing this XYZ to the table. You can't talk to me like this, and you need to do this. You need to do. Oh, hold on. If you truly still want me to be a man, you have to understand I'm still going to react to things as a man. I don't give a damn how much money you make. It's always going to revert back to me being the man that I was raised to be and the man that you are trying to tell me to be. But because you think you're making X amount of dollars and now you're bringing as much money to the table or more than me to the table that you can do whatever, no. Now your brain wires are stuck on stupid because you want me to be the man and the head of the household, but yet you're like, oh, well, I make this amount of money, so you're gonna listen to what I got to say. No, it don't work that way. You can't have it both ways. If you want me to be the man, then I don't give a damn what you bring to the table. You're gonna bring it, and guess what? I'm gonna make the decision for it.
Well, let's not even make it clearly about money. That's why I want to hear what
Yeah.
Tinny has
But
to say.
that
because
has been the catalyst.
But I
but broke women still have that attitude
Yeah.
sometimes. So let's not make it about money.
I think
I don't know no broke
when
women. I'm sorry.
I think when we talk about that, that's more so a character flaw.
broke women.
Hold on,
Tony.
let her
Don't
finish,
even-
bro.
I think
Sorry, I'm-
that's more so
Okay,
like
I
a
got you.
character flaw that you can't tell me that power struggle. I don't that it doesn't matter how much you make, that's going to happen.
Right.
I don't think feminism has influenced relationships. I think that feminism have played a lot of part as far as when you speak about, because when you think about professionally, women are more so in an uprise now. But they haven't always been. I haven't always had a woman supervisor or a woman CEO or a woman high up. But I have had men who talked down to me because I was a woman. And that does happen, and it happens. It still happens.
Well, that's what Tony said, though. He said back then it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Now,
So now it's progressively going. So you have women who, I mean, a woman in a higher position, she really can't have that boss attitude in the workplace like men. Because she's going to be, especially if she's black, she's going to be aggressive, basically a bitch, have an attitude, that type of thing, when she could really just be giving directives, just like a man. So I don't necessarily think that feminism have done that, but I think that feminism have maybe given women that empowerment. And maybe it comes off a certain type of way, but if you're in a relationship with somebody and it's that, I think it goes back to that whole leader and submissive. Any true leader has to know when to follow.
Yeah,
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
That's definitely true.
Yeah, and when you think about the submissive partner, for the most part, the submissive partner is probably one of, in a sense, could be the strongest, because that's a choice.
that is
When
such
a
choice.
When you allow someone to lead you, that is a choice. So when we tell someone, "Oh, you have to be submissive," or "She's too, she has too much of opinion," or you do have alpha women. And that does clash with alpha men.
Yes.
But then sometimes you can't be that alpha man all the time. Like sometimes you do have to let your woman be that boss woman sometimes, with respect, within reason. So I don't know a lot of people who get into it about finances. And like I do look up to power couples. They both making money. Not know, because most men, when they do make a lot of money and they're taking care of the woman, they do whatever they want to do. Especially if they are in sports,
entertainment,
yeah. They are going to do whatever they want to. And then you have these CEOs, whether they're black or white, coked out, and they cheat when they go on their work meetings, and they come home to their wife who take care of the kids, and that is just our job. You're being taken care of, so you shouldn't complain. You shouldn't have an issue with me not being home. I'm paying the bills.
Yeah, that's why for me it's just that trauma that's unchecked, man.
Yeah, it's a character flaw.
It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Mm-hmm. You could be a boss bitch or whatever you want to call yourself, however you do it, or you could be a boss nigga, and you don't have to react the way that some boss bitches and boss niggas react. Because let's just be honest, it's unchecked trauma for women because you're fighting a battle of trying to establish yourself as far as your leadership goes. So because of that unchecked trauma, you just feel like you always got to defend yourself. Like, I'm a woman, so I got to, it don't matter what the situation is, I have to defend myself.
You always have something to prove to somebody.
Yeah, and that's why I think feminism has lost its way. Like at the very beginning, I looked it up. At the very beginning, feminism, it was predicated on the fact that women wanted a right to choose.
Yeah.
You want to, if you can choose to be a housewife, or you can choose to go out here and work. You have the choice.
Right.
Now,
it makes sense.
Now, feminism has kind of cultivated into some type of battering ram to hit men with. Like, hey, I'm strong. I can do what you do. Like, that wasn't what it was at first.
Not at all.
It wasn't a competition. It was just, all right, I just want to be able to have the option to do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Right.
And if I have the option, I'm okay. But now,
I ain't trying to do what y'all do.
You know what?
Exactly. If you have the option, you're okay. And just like that, your partner has the option.
Competition.
Whether or not he wants to accept it, right? You have the option to be a boss. I have the option whether I want to like big you up for being a boss. You have the option to be a housewife. I have the option whether or not I want to accept you as just my housewife. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. It's not, you don't, every man don't want. Some men want that.
So maybe men have an issue with boss ladies.
There are some men that do.
There's a lot of men that do.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna deny that.
for sure.
Now,
Ego's different.
Steve, go ahead, fam.
I'm about to say shout out to Mrs. Weaver because she's running that Uncle Nearest franchise.
Yeah,
really
she
well.
doing
Yeah,
it.
so
she doing, man.
and that's a boss woman, right? So
Dog.
I'm all about boss women.
You know what's crazy? Now we know that there's different types of Uncle Nears you can buy, right?
Yeah.
Man, went in Total Wine yesterday. 2 bottles of small batch left. Two. And we know there's 3 different kinds you could buy.
Yeah.
2, and this is, I'm not gonna say it's the worst kind, but like this is 93 proof. Everything else 100 proof. And I'm like, God damn, man.
That's why I'm feeling good right now.
But you brought up you brought up competition, and I hate to see divorces play out publicly. But do you think that competition? Do you think that literally, relationships are like competitions at this time? Like, all right, like because women. Now, they're able to be, more than what they were, past generations. They're CEOs, they're managers, they're directors. They got all these high positions. And a man is, we've seen it. Men are trying to compete with it. But then, man, when they're married and that shit fall apart, bro, that is like the worst shit I've ever seen. And I see women and men both choose those different sides, and it becomes a whole nother piece of bullshit that nobody. And like I said, I don't like to see divorces go public because you get a lot of personal shit get tossed out there, and that shit is like bad for everybody involved. But niggas be like, yeah, that nigga, he need to get everything. Nah, fuck that bitch. Like, nigga should sign the prenup. All that shit. And then women like, yeah, I don't care because, she had her own company. That nigga, she can get everything he got. Well, why?
Land your plane.
If we are both doing everything, why is it even a war? If we both doing everything, you take half, I take half. And we go on about our separate fucking ways. You take what you got, I take what I got.
It took you forever to land that.
I'm like, what was
I just kept going.
What was your point? What are you trying to do? You trying to get on Oprah?
Oh,
What?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's just like I've had someone that I was in a relationship say like they would rather draw everything up because they don't want when things to go bad, they don't want it to necessarily they want everything to be clear. Mm-hmm. Because I think that when things get ruffled, everyone can't take that high road. Mm. That's what makes the difference. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily think it's a competition. I think that when people start getting hurt, they lose focus of what it was at the beginning. Or maybe it really wasn't what it was supposed to be. Like, I've always had the outlook for relationships. I want to be your friend that way first. That way we can really take care of each other. And even if we split, we can at least be amicable and friends.
Come on, SAT word.
Not where I got to bash you and tell everybody that I hate you, or we got to have some dramatic exit. I don't think that should happen, but it does happen a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that I think that boils down to a character flaw. People want to win. They don't want to seem like the loser. Like, oh, I was dumb because he cheated, so now I got to take everything he got. It's like a revenge. Like I said, when I worked for CPS, it always happened with the kids.
Yeah.
Them people didn't want them damn kids, but they was always putting them in the middle because I don't want you to like your daddy more, or I don't like you to like your mom more. Like stuff like that.
Get the fuck out of here.
At the end of the day, somebody else gets hurt other than the two people that
exactly
are beefing.
But that's just like funerals. You get to see who people really are when a funeral comes.
Yeah,
when a divorce happens, even a wedding, you get to see who people really are in that moment.
So let me ask you guys this. What's the solution to this ongoing gender war? What do you think people should do?
Individual therapy.
I was just going to say that.
I am a therapy advocate. I love therapy. I think we have a lot of deep-rooted issues that really did not start with us. What I do like about our generation is that we are really figuring things out. So when I constantly talk about like us expressing ourselves, I feel like we are being thrown to the wolves where we have to deal with stuff that had nothing to do with us. Mm-hmm. I look back and like our parents did a really good job with us, but they really did only what they knew how. Mm-hmm. And for some of us, it could have been totally better. Mm-hmm. Things could have been totally different. So I think that everyone has to do that individual work. And we do need to have more of a sense of community. Mm-hmm. Overall, we need to look out for each other. I do need to be able to tell you when you're wrong. Mm-hmm. You should be able to tell me when I'm wrong and not take offense to it or feel like I'm, bashing you as a person.
I don't. Anybody?
I was stuck. I was like,
I don't want to step on nobody's shoes.
I really have nothing else to come back with. after that was really cut and dry and covered all the bases.
Yeah, individual therapy and just figure out what you want it to look like for you.
Yeah.
Your relationship don't look like mine. Me and whoever can't be you and Shay.
Right.
Me, you know what I'm saying? Like me and Beyonce, like the relationship we have, it's not gonna look like. You feel me? Yeah. Y'all get it? Like,
No, we don't.
figure out
We
what.
don't.
We don't see it.
Jay got $1 billion guy.
What does that mean?
I mean, Bay got $1 billion guy.
You can't even get it out because you know it ain't true.
Right. Well, Jay is $1 billion.
I got the email, Black. Shh, we communicate. I don't know why y'all hating on me.
I think we all get those emails.
Yeah, we all get them. But
No, but it's just not. It's just not gonna.
Are you getting emails from Ivy Park, or you over buying her clothes? Boy, you something else. If I catch you some Ivy Park, I'm on your ass.
Listen,
Pause.
I'm a man that doesn't. I'm a man that doesn't kiss and tell. So you'll never know what the emails, what are contained within those.
From Adidas.
I think
fool.
Hey. Is there a hate button over
What is
there?
it? What do you say over
I'm
there?
getting
See,
it.
can't correct them.
Can't correct your ass. Can't correct your ass.
You can't correct facts.
Ain't no facts, bro. Last time you talking about Alicia Keys, now you talking about Beyonce.
Alicia, that was my baby in like.
Bro,
Okay, y'all hate. Whatever. Cool. Y'all see the face.
Whatever, dog.
Hey, what do you guys want to leave the people with today? This information today was pretty insightful. So
Let me say this, man. Everybody deal with your past trauma. Do something with it before you're trying to put that shit on everybody else. Like,
sure.
don't come to an argument with all of your past baggage, and then all of a sudden you sound like the guy that I hate women. I don't, because I'm the type of nigga that's gonna be like, all right, you hate women, fam? Go suck a dick.
damn.
I
Straight
actually
up.
saw a meme, and it is something that I enjoy asking when I first start dating. Is definitely, are you aware of your past trauma, and how are you dealing with it before you project that shit on me?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's real. So
Yeah.
Right?
Don't create competitions based on previous encounters with folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't create those competitions. Yeah, man. Just start anew, and go from there.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm gonna leave them with. Marco Spoon style.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, if my crazy, when I get drunk and want to be emotional and express myself and do dumb shit, if my crazy ass got to go get therapy just because it don't look like that for you, or it don't come out like that for you, doesn't mean that it's not there. Deal with your drama, man.
What the fuck are you talking about, Wolverine?
let him wild out. Just let.
No. I'm just saying, like, because we only think that the people who show those types of things have to get therapy, like the things that we deem crazy, have to get therapy in that, because you're so put together, you look so put together that you don't have to get therapy. No,
Yeah, you need therapy too.
diagnose what it is, what it looks like for you.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't have to have an issue to have therapy.
Yeah, if you're a woman and you 50 and you make over 100,000 and you're single,
Damn, you gonna go back to the single thing?
there's a reason. No, there's
He
a
said
reason.
there's a reason.
No, because I mean, we just okay with being single for the rest of our life, quote unquote. No,
What
we're
Mary
here for,
J say?
Yeah, we're here for companionship.
Mary J couldn't figure out who's a bad boy and who wasn't. My nigga, all right. If you fit the mold, fam, you need to figure out what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Right.
But I digress.
You want this ham. Stop lying. You act like you don't want this ham. You want this ham. You know what I'm saying? The reason you single is because you don't want to deal with your trim.
What?
Bars.
Yeah.
Bars. You like
All right.
Yeah. Hey, this concludes another episode of the Millennial Mayhem podcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
Absolutely.
Follow the IG page. That's Millennial Mayhem HOU. Also subscribe to the channel, man. Hey, we trying to get our subscribers up, man. We out here putting this content out all the time.
We going viral.
Yeah. So if y'all digging it, man, check it out, man. Subscribe. And also check out the Patreon account, man. Go ahead and subscribe to that. We got some shit on there. We give you some shout outs from that. Just get involved.
We going viral.
Get involved. We do appreciate you, Miss Tinny, for coming out here and expressing yourself from the estrogen side of things.
For sure.
You know what I'm
Please
saying?
tell
Oh,
people.
definitely a little zesty in here.
Tell the people where they can find you, man.
Oh, yes. You
gotta
can
get your
find
shit
me
out
on
there.
Facebook, Instagram, Tenny's Kitchen, and then also look for the keys.com podcast.
Spell it for him real quick. Spell it.
THAKEYS.com. Tenny's Kitchen, TENNIES Kitchen.
Boom.
Yeah.
Solid.
There
Boom,
it is,
boom.
man.
Solid.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Peace and blessings, everybody.
Peace and blessings to y'all, man. We out of here. Peace.
I ain't got time for the book. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time for hating. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull.